guys, I'm Ken.
I'm Jeff. This is Comic Rewind. We take a comic out of our personal collection and sit down and talk about it.
That's right, guys, and today I have Minimum Carnage Omega, Chapter 6 in a one-shot series. Boy, it's a mouthful.
Minimum Carnage Omega.
Yeah.
How can it be minimum?
Yeah.
Never mind.
And I tell you what, I got a lot to say. Here, you can go ahead.
The cover,
take a
right
look
off,
at that.
I'll tell you right off the bat. This cover shot.
The cover is awesome. Awesome.
You got,
okay.
you got a what looks like a Carnage Spider-Man.
So that we don't just dump everyone off the deep end. I'll let you know now. This is a roller coaster to Crazy Town. Okay.
Won't you take me?
Just to start this off, there is something called the Prometheus Pit, and you can use it to get to the microverse, and it's like you shrink so much that it turns into a freaking alternate reality, and it's called the microverse.
Oh,
okay. There is a villain there called Radu. He uses the pit to lure Venom and Carnage there, and then Venom goes after him. Somehow he uses both symbiotes to create an army of body banks, and
would that be these little things?
Yeah, and they all end up like escaping or whatever. Like Venom and the Scarlet Spider, who is Kane in this.
Now, is Venom? Which Venom are we talking here?
This is Agent Venom. Agent Venom is Flash Thompson. He's a good guy. He is pretty much Venom with guns, you know.
Just throwing it out there. Fucking hate that guy.
Really? I think he's alright, you know.
I mean, I don't know him personally.
And as I said in this, the Scarlet Spider is here, and he is Kane. Now, this is far after the Clone Saga. This book came out in 2013. Okay, our players in this are Carnage, the Scarlet Spider, Agent Venom, and then there's Katie Kieran, and she is a reporter. She writes for like a tabloid type Weird World magazine. Okay, and this whole book is narrated by her, and it's like what she's writing.
Oh, man.
But in any case, when we start off, the army of whatever, they're like an army of
they look like
Carnages, pretty much, like, but they're made out of Carnage and Venom somehow. But in any case, they all are taking over the multiverse, and they're stopped, and they escape.
Oh, shit.
This book picks up with them escaping. Okay, so when it opens, as you saw, we have just some random citizens and like what looks to be a eatery, and suddenly there's a guy, and he just starts coughing, and he just spits up blood everywhere. He falls over and he just dies. It's this old man, and everybody starts freaking out, and Carnage bursts out of him. And when I say burst out of him, it's like all the blood in this guy's body shoots up into Carnage. And Carnage actually is now like 50 billion little bitty Carnages that are like pulled into one big being. Like now he knows how to separate himself into other organisms that can fully go on their own, instead of just like throwing, you know, a hunk of himself at people. Okay, this jumps back to the multiverse, or I'm sorry, not the multiverse. Okay, this jumps back to the microverse, and it's pretty much Agent Venom and Scarlet Spider and Katie getting some help from the Redeemer to get back to the normal world. Okay. So he's taking them to the Prometheus Pit. They give Agent Venom a special gun, and they give him a bomb, and it's this little round bomb thing, and they say their goodbyes. Whatever. Bunch of stupid people that don't matter. The Redeemer is who sends them back. In any case, they go back through and they talk a bunch of crap about how it hurts and all this stuff. Whatever, you know. But then they pop up and they come into reality, and they notice that, oh wow, there's a bottle cap over there, and it is gigantic.
How did they get so small to begin with?
That's one.
Like some.
Well, the microverse. They went through the Prometheus pit to get to the microverse.
So they had to go
now,
out the way they
you find out here that the Doctor let them know prior to him going through, which is not in this book, that when they would come through the Prometheus pit, that they may be super small for a little while.
No promises.
It should wear off. So they're like, okay, so they come through, they're little bitty, they look up, there are dead people everywhere, and here's Carnage, who looks giant. And he's like, Carnage. Great, I hate you guys. And he just starts trying to kill him, talking crap the whole time.
Turns his hand
of course, I mean,
giant spiked mace.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like trying to kill him.
It's like trying to kill him. At this point, Carnage makes like tons of little versions of him just keep coming out of him after him. And you got Agent Venom running around just blowing the crap out of him with his gun and stuff. And yeah, it just they just kind of do this big battle or whatever, right? They're staying alive, but they're not winning, you know, because as they kill him, just more and more are coming out of him. And then he himself is still trying to grab him, and they're all like swinging around him and stuff. And he finally gets a hold of Agent Venom and Scarlet Spider. And keep in mind, this whole time they've been trying to protect Katie too. She came through, and as soon as he gets a hold of them, the effects wear off and they turn big. Of course, because we needed that plot point.
Yeah, convenient time.
Carnage just keeps talking crap. You know, he's like, whatever. Like as you see here, you know, get loose, not Spider-Man. I want to have a word with my dad alone.
Oh, shit.
He knocks the crap out of Scarlet Spider, sends him flying, and he comes after Venom, and he gets a hold of him, and he tells him that he wants them to be joined again, and they could be one, and be one unified symbiote or whatever.
Because Carnage is an offspring of Venom.
Like, he just starts getting huge, and he, like, begins to eat Venom.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, this whole time I'm saying Venom. Agent Venom. Mr. Flash Thompson. Okay, Agent Venom, as he's getting eaten, he activates the bomb.
Oh,
now,
shit.
When they gave him this bomb, they told him...
Did they?
Do what?
They didn't tell him what it did they?
No, they did. And they said, don't let this go off anywhere near you.
Oh.
Okay. But he's got no choice. He's getting eaten.
Yeah, not like this. Not like this.
Yeah,
like this.
Like this. He gets this super cool image of just setting the bomb off and blowing Carnage up, and it blows the crap out of him too.
It blows Carnage away from Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah, it doesn't blow him up into pieces. It blows Carnage like off of him. But your next panel, you see he's like laying there, and it just kind of looks like a guy that got slaughtered. Like there's blood everywhere, but it's just Carnage laying everywhere. And Flash Thompson is pretty messed up. The symbiote itself is injured really badly from this.
Yeah, they both took a hurt.
Here's where it gets super crazy, okay? Wait a minute, I don't want you to go that far yet. Scarlet Spider helps him up, and they notice that Cletus Cassidy, Carnage, is getting back up, of course, because you can't kill him. And Agent Venom says, we've damaged him enough. Of course, let's wait for the Avengers to come, and they will contain him somehow. And Kane, being a clone and from that stupid whole saga thing, he can make like stingers come out of his wrists. They're like these big pointy prods, and they'll just stick people with them. He's been doing it through the whole book.
Killing people as it goes.
Yeah. But beyond that, here's where we get our okay moment. After Agent Venom says that, Scarlet Spider just lobotomizes Cletus Cassidy. He stabs him right through the eye, into the brain, and let's go.
Oh my god.
And Agent Venom gets mad, you know, he says something, we don't do this kind of thing, that ain't right. And he's like, what? Look, I didn't kill him, he's a monster, and he killed a ton of people. You know, I mean,
hurt anybody, and
he's like, you know, well, I gotta take you in. And he's like, whatever, stop me, and pretty much, you know, and he just takes off. And Agent Venom just sits there and waits for the Avengers to come and pick up Cassidy's body. You get one little scene of like Shield, Iron Man, and Hank Pym, like taking him in, and right here, these are all the people mourning.
Venom's coming back.
All the deaths. 23 people died in just the little cafe area where he popped back up. Yeah, he murdered like 23 people before they got there. You get to the end, you got a nice little memorial service going and stuff. The Avengers take him in, they put him in like a prison unit, and a doctor makes a kind of, he's talking to the doctor, and you see Cletus looking evil in there, and she pretty much says, of course his brain doesn't work anymore, but it's severed the one piece that kept him from being a complete maniac, his humanity. Now he's free to function on his own, and the symbiote won't die. So you get your little ending, and that's it.
He'll be back. He comes back. It's gonna be wicked.
Yeah.
I like the art in this. Like, I like Carnage. Carnage is always good.
The art is cool. Show you this. I love this one panel of Agent Venom. Like walking away, like the backs of his arms. It's super cool looking. The art is not bad in this. It is not spectacular, but it is not bad at all. I mean, it's pretty good. It's like I said, it's a roller coaster to Crazy Town, but it's still cool in its own way. Hard to do a story with these three characters oriented into it alone, and then with the whole microverse thing going on, like. Yeah.
So, exactly how far do you have to shrink to be in the microverse?
Well,
do you have to be microscopic? Does that mean like?
Well,
are you shrinking down smaller than the size of an atom? Because I don't understand how that's possible.
Well, it's kind of like the idea of Hank Pym or any Ant-Man, Scott Lang or whatever, can shrink down to the point where they go to the Quantumverse. Same thing. It's just an alternate universe. It's just that it's a really little universe that exists on its own, but it's not like Horton Hears a Who, where it's like sitting there somewhere or somebody's going to sneeze on it. It's in its own reality. It's just part of the multiverse.
So you shrank through the walls of reality.
Yeah. Well, he escaped. Yeah, I mean, he got pulled in and escaped out, but you could only do it through the gate. And in the end, it did show the Avengers disassemble the Prometheus pit. So, I guess there's no way back in, but whatever.
That's our last glimpse at the microverse.
Yeah. I know I went fast, and it's a very crazy book, though. I mean, when you start, it just goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and in the end, of course, Katie survives. She writes her little column, and kind of sums everything up. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Minimum Carnage Omega.
One shot.
Yeah. Why?
Chapter 6.
Because comics.
Don't forget, please like and subscribe.